oh, I watch TV and I get mad at something and I draw that. I can't really draw anything that I want, because if it's not on topic and people aren't talking about it, the editors don't want to print it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a real treat this evening. It is my pleasure to welcome Mr. Daryl Cagle to Vienna. He's the most prolific cartoonist and America's most widely syndicated editorial one, appearing in over 850 newspapers around the world. Daryl is the political cartoonist for MSNBC.com.
Editorial cartoonists are like columnists, but we use images rather than words, and we're typically the loudest thing on the newspaper page. We overpower the words that surround our cartoons. That can make some editors nervous.
Daryl's cartoons are poignant and at times provocative. As the title he gave his talk tonight suggests, cartoons that make everyone angry. I hope that this won't be the case, but I'd like to point out that Daryl's cartoons represent his views, which are not necessarily the views of the embassy. I had to say that.
A cartoon is working best. It's powerful and jumping off the page with an opinion. At the end, I'll show you a bunch of cartoons that caused us a lot of trouble and made everybody mad, and maybe I'll make you all mad too. We post all of these cartoons from the US and world cartoonists as they draw them, and the editors get them and decide what they want to put in the newspaper. Usually what happens is a newspaper editor will get maybe 10 or 20 cartoons on one day. They'll print them out, spread them on the table in front of him, and he'll say, I like that one, and I like that one. And then 18 of them get thrown in the garbage, and they go with those too. Well, I'm encouraged that our art form is so popular, and that we have so many fans, and that they are such vociferous fans. And certainly, since our art form is so effective and so popular, it's going to continue. Truly American is the donkeys and the elephants, and I think there's a little bit of controversy among cartoonists about donkeys and elephants. I think they're wonderful. Give that little bit of body language, that little bit of expression, that's just so wonderful. And so I think they're great. I love them. For me, a good wordless editorial cartoon is kind of like poetry. If you can make your statement and make it clear and make it simple, then there's just a kind of a joy to not having to have all that wordiness and explanation in there. I like the most, or I dislike the most, the last cartoon I drew. In developing a palette for words, or cartoons with no words, is we take advantage of every symbol, every cliche, everything that you can possibly recognize as a symbol for something, and we use that as much as we can, because we need every crutch we can get to try to get the words out of the cartoons. So of course the panda is China. I always draw France as a poodle smoking a cigarette. They had riots in France. Whenever I can get some character into a symbol, I think that's wonderful.